So what was life like at Everton? Obviously difficult in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then eventually you became the team captain and stuff. And did it feel like almost like a second career?
It was equally as good as Manchester United. David Moyes was incredible. At six games into the season of my first season, he named me captain. And I said I didn't want the captaincy. I wanted to earn my stripes. I didn't want to, because I was known as sort of like teacher's pet a little bit, because he put so much faith in me, and I didn't want the captaincy. And he said, "No, you're the captain. I want to change the culture of the club, and I want to bring in new players." And he stuck with me, he believed in me, and then the leadership side of it helped me come out more as a player and as a person. And we got some younger players in, and Tim Howard came, Andy Johnson, Phil Jagielka, Jolyon Lescott, Leighton Baines, Tim Cahill, Mikel Arteta. We had a brilliant group of players. Fellaini then joined us. And all of a sudden we had this young team, we had a new training ground, and it was the best 8 years, because at United you think there's no life away from the club. We're cocooned in this barrier. We're protected by Sir Alex and everything around it. And actually, when I went to Everton, I learned how to relax a little bit more, enjoy my football probably a little bit more, because there was probably slightly less expectation and pressure. And I loved it, and it was a brilliant 8 years of my life, and one that has been a big part of where I am today.
As someone with such high standards,
yeah,
I can imagine that potentially when you arrived over that first season, maybe the training and stuff was maybe not up to the same standard you've been used to. Did you find that difficult?
The training was, I've got to say, the training was. Moyes was one of the best coaches I ever worked for on the grass. He was brilliant. His demands on the training field were equally as good. It was Man United level. It was definitely Man United level in terms of the intensity, the demands, the expectations on the field, and that helped me a lot in that first season. The little things like at United, when you lose a game, it is the worst feeling ever in the world. And at Everton, in the first probably season, I learned that actually, you just think, well, do you know what? We're going to lose a few games here. The expectations of winning every single game. We had to win every single game at United. At Everton, you want to win every game, but that's not the expectation. So you became sort of like a bit more grounded on defeats. Was like, okay, let's concentrate on the next one. That taught me a lot in terms of sort of like getting over defeats, because it was hard at United. And then the disappointments probably were at the end of the season, the emptiness of not winning things, the emptiness of not challenging for league titles was difficult. Seeing everybody else challenging for things was difficult, but actually the hunger and trying to get into a Champions League place and trying competing with the top four became an obsession for me. And and David Moyes had the same kind of obsession. Then he brought young players in that had so much hunger. And we had a brilliant. We fostered a spirit that was similar to United. I've got to say, the spirit with them young players and me as captain was equally. It was fantastic. I loved it.
Do you think a lot of that stemmed from you and your leadership and what you'd been used to?
No, well, I as captain, I wanted to obviously implement a lot of things at Everton, that winning mentality and it was the little things, that being on time for training, going into the gym before training, being out onto the training field, the intensity of never, ever relaxing on the training field is one thing that Moyes really wanted me to implement. And then when you get a group of players that then go buy into that, it felt electric. And that's what we had at United. We had never one training session where we took it easy, never one training session where we were allowed to drop standards. And in the first probably 2 seasons at Everton, I think I wasn't liked a lot because of the fact that every single day had to be perfect. Every single day when you went out to that training field had to be a masterclass of world-class training, elite level training. And that was like the Roy Keane that I learned, that standard every single day. And there was some days they'd say, "Oh, Nev, will you relax? Nev,
did you find that difficult, Phil?"
Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible because they thought it was an act. They thought it was they thought I was being teacher's pet, brown nose boy and all this business. And I was like, no, actually, this is what we did every single day at Manchester United. Every single player was like this at Manchester United. So we used to go out early, Maisie. Do you remember 5 minutes before training, and just do passing? Yeah. I did that at Everton at the start, and people thought that I was just doing with nobody. And I used to do it like And people say, oh, you're only doing that to impress the boss. You're only doing that because you're a lick ass. You're only doing that because it's just an act. And then actually that was just what I did. And then all of a sudden, 3 people came out, 4 people came out. And then then everyone used to go out early practicing. It was just like a culture building. And but it was difficult because everyone used to think I was a bit of a teacher's pet, Maisie, you know. I remember coming off after one of my first early games, and we'd lost the game. And somebody came in the dressing room and high-fived someone. And I was like, what the f***?
Yeah.
And like you come in a gate after United, you'd either be fighting, you'd either be rowing, arguing, or the dressing room would be like absolute silent. Everyone had in their hands, and they came in and go, oh, unlucky, great game, well done, great game. I was like, shut the we've lost the game. And then what happens is you probably soften a little bit and think, well, do you know what? This is a different situation. This is what I'm used to. Yeah. And then you probably try a little bit, and it took a little bit of time. And then you probably realize that actually I've got to change my ways a little bit here. And there were things that sort of like I learned that actually were really important. David Moyes took us. We'd not won a game we'd not won many games. He took us up to the Lake District, and we didn't touch a ball for 2 days. And I was like, we've got to become better at football here. And then all of a sudden, he then took us out at night, and we all had to sing a song. And I was like, I'm not singing a song. And then at the end of the night, I got up singing because I thought, you've got to buy into some kind of spirit here. And then we went the game after that. We beat Chelsea, and I thought, do you know what? There's more than one way to skin a cat here, and this is another way I'm learning. And then then we moved to a new training ground.
What did you sing?
I was just going to say, you have to tell us.
I sung "Hey Jude," and I was that nervous. I drunk. Me and Simon Davis, who played for Fulham, we were that nervous. We were the new signings, and Kilban got up and sung a song. All the old players used to get up and sing songs and have a laugh, and they all kept singing my name, and I would say, no, I'm not getting up. And then the kit man, Jimmy Martin, said, you've got to get up here. You've got to become one of us. So I got a bottle of wine. I downed a bottle of Pinot Grigio. Literally, you know me, Maisie. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a drinker.
God. That's shocking.
I downed it, and I used it as a microphone, and I banged it on the desk, and the wine bottle smashed in my hand, and the whole place erupted. I got, and everyone laughed. The next day we had to go on I think it was like a mountain run in the lakes. And literally, Maisie, I was a mile behind everybody else because I was sick. And literally, as I was running in, everybody was waiting for me. They clapped and applauded me in, and went, you played for Man United? And it was the time when I got accepted in the group, you know what I mean? So it was a special moment, really.
Well, here's a moment that's special.
This is a life story, this, isn't it?
Sorry, Phil. We're nearly done.
Not long now, Phil. Not long now. Nearly done.
Is my glass ball going to come out?
Have a cup of tea in a bit.
2007, United are chasing the Premier League trophy. They play Everton, Goodison Park. Everton take an early 2-goal lead.
The internet broke. The internet broke, yeah.
Out of nowhere, there's a flurry of goals, and people are singing, Phil Neville is a red, he hates Scousers, because he's just scored for Manchester United. Yeah. Was there a part of you that was delighted? Because after that, United went on to win the league.
No, I wasn't.
Can't be. No.
I was devastated because that was the thing that they always used to label at me. I was a mank. And the day I tackled Ronaldo, when I did a really bad tackle on Ronaldo, they changed their opinions on me because I went against the club that they thought I loved. And that day when it was a free-kick goal, and I never forget one of the Everton players looked at me as if to say, in a way, and I honestly, I snapped. And to be fair, Scholesy, Archie had said, he said, I know you're a Man United fan, mate, but that's taking it a bit. I was walking back to the centre circle, and literally he was like, but that was the fun bit. But literally, I hated it. I hated playing against United. I hated everything about it. I just wanted that game done and dusted, and that was it.
Do you know the tackle on Ronaldo?
Yeah.
Did you actually try and do him? Because it was a nasty. I mean, we all get nasty moments in games and stuff. But did you just think, I'm going to smash you here?
Well, Macy, do you know you get them moments when you think, "Oh, I've got you here. I can go through
Do
you
both.
and win the ball."
Yeah.
I could, and that was the moment I thought, "Wow!" It was like a tap in, and it was that moment.
Is this a goal or the tackle?
The tackle, and then Giggsy and Fletch, two of my mates, and Rio came towards me, and effing and blinding and saying I'm going to smack it, and I was like, "Wow, guys, I've won the ball there," and I was just walking away. And not one Everton player came and helped me. Not one. And I was like, come on. And it was funny because, like, obviously after the game, like Giggsy said, I would have done the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
And I said to Giggsy, I would have chased you down as well if you'd have tackled one of our players like that. It was just one of those things.
Absolutely.
And Ronaldo was absolutely brilliant. He obviously rolled around, and then the ball went up the other end, and I was playing right back. He was left wing, and he just like high-fived and winked at me and said, "Great tackle." I'd have done the same. It was great. It was great. And Ronaldo was brilliant.